Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have a beastmen versus greenskins matchup. And in this time I'm bringing a main line of gore herd. These are the two-handed, no shielded variant. They'll be making up my front line. I do have two ungor spear herds spread out in the back, two ungor raiders, one gore herd with shields. I have one unit of harpies to deal with Azag. And I also have Morgr the Shadowgave. On each flank, I also do have a Chaos Warhounds with poison, a Ungor Spearherd, and Centaurs with great weapons. Over here, I actually have my Bray Shaman of Death on a chariot, just for a little bit of armor-piercing damage, because black orcs are a bit tough in this particular build to deal with. So I will be moving up the hill here towards this greenskin player, who does have two Forest Goblin Spider Riders, two units of orc boys, two units of night goblins, orc biggins, I think two black orcs, two biggins, two black orcs, two orc boys, two orc arrow boys as well, trolls, and two goblin big bosses. And then of course Azag, which is a pretty popular pick in the beastmen matchup, just because Skullmuncher is very powerful and beastmen don't really have any air presence. So we're gonna get started here. We're gonna be moving up this hill. We both kind of posture. I'm going to pull up my Bray Shaman of Death, get an early Overcast Spirit Leech on that guy. Just because, you know, Azag has no healing, so pretty good target. And you can see here I am going to try and do a cheeky charge into these black orcs, but I think I'm going to decide otherwise with the Goblin Big Bosses nearby. Bray Shaman of Death is going to drop his second Spirit Leech on Azag and then run away. As they open fire. And I'm just going to charge up here, try and get a cheeky charge on the black orcs. But watch what happens. I don't know. I take a ton of damage on that charge, just from those black orcs. I guess they got a counter charge, and so they just devastate my poor Centaur with great weapons, which is something I've never seen when just charging them straight into armored infantry. Usually you get away pretty scot-free. So that was definitely something strange, and you can see me pulling back instantly. But he does pull back his black orc, so I'm going to turn around and try and snipe out this goblin big boss. So I'm going to get some nice damage on here. I'm going to bring in my poison warhounds as he tries to pull out here, and he's going to realize that he needs to be in here, so his black orcs are going to come in again, get some nice damage here. You can see I'm going to blob in my spearmen as well. I'm going to drop a Fate of Buna right here on this guy. So just trying to deal with those armored units as best as I can. Goblin big bosses, you can see taking some damage. But, oh, very cool. You can see he's going to drop the purple sun on my units, and all of them are, the warhounds are going to be decimated. But also he's going to clean up his own black orcs here. After being Fate of Unit and then tossed through that, they're going to be taking a ton of damage. But you can see my warhounds are just gone. And my Centaurs with great weapons are dead as well. The only thing left is my spear herd. So I'm going to be charging, but I'm going to be charging this Bray Shaman in. And this is a very interesting battle because this is something you don't really see. Engaging kind of piecemeal is very strange. We're kind of only engaging on this side. We're slowly pulling more units over, trying to decide what the other person's trying to do. And I'm trying to use my heroes to the best of my advantage, get some early damage on these black orcs. My Bray Shaman of Beasts. Just gotta let this battle go. You can see me bringing Morgr over here. Bray Shaman of Death just getting up here, going crazy. Distracting this black orc unit as I kind of finish up this fight. You can see Goblin Big Bosses are converging on him though, so something to be worried about. But I'm gonna barely manage to thread the needle there. Rear charge these black orcs. And then I'm gonna spawn a chaos spawn off of them. To kind of switch this fight in my favor. Again, using my heroes, you can see the Goblin Big Boss losing very quickly to Morgr. But here come the trolls and more black orcs. And I really don't have much armor piercing over here on this side, so and Chaos Spawn don't really have much armor piercing either. So you can see I'm going to bring my harpies in. I'm going to start bringing more spears over. I'm bringing my cavalry from the other side around. And I'm trying to rear charge here with my chariots. And you can see Spirit Leech dropping on that Goblin Big Boss, trying to get him off the field so I can kind of break these guys' leadership. You can see Bray Shaman of Death starting to take some damage. Spears need to come in because my gore herd are losing to the black orcs. I'm kind of keeping my harpies over here to keep these orc arrow boys honest, and that's also kind of what these warhounds are doing. Just threatening my opponent so that this battle can kind of play out in my favor. He starts to pull out these black orcs. Not a good choice. These guys are so slow that really they're not going to have much chance. But I think he does drop another purple sun, which does kind of force me to run the opposite way. So that's a nice use of that vortex, kind of forcing me to let these guys go when otherwise I could have pressured and done a ton of damage. You can see these orc arrow boys are shooting in at my harpies, and I'm just coming up straight behind these guys, chasing. I do not want to let these black orcs get away. You can see I'm slowly shifting my army over to kind of support this push. But Biggins are coming in against my Chaos Spawn, so Morgar should be a little bit worried. But my Bracian of Death, of course, is still around, posturing up. You can see my Harpy's taking some considerable damage. Azag up in the back, trying not to die. I don't really have much mana left, to be honest, though. You can see my Ungor Raiders they're going to come up here, try and be cheeky and shoot these guys as they're running to the fight. And with Morgar in the middle, I'm just feeling pretty confident. Warhounds are kind of doing their thing. I finished off the trolls with my leadership. Sorry about that. You can see my Harpies are chasing Azek, and I get a final Spirit Leech here. Doing some nice damage, chasing him with the Harpies. Chaos Spawn over here holding up kind of this line. Stopping them from joining the fight. And again, you can see a lot of resources spent chasing my Brave Shaman of Death, which, you know, is definitely out of mana by now. You can see more Gore Herd coming into this fight, as kind of we continuously deny. Azag is over here, so I'm just going to stop chasing him and jump into some of these Orc Arrow Boys. They are WA though, so they will be doing pretty good. Chaos Spawn finishing off these Night Goblins, and then they're also getting shot in the back, which routes them very quickly. But another Purple Son of Xereus, this time luckily just barely missing this huge blob of guys, so very lucky for me. Definitely like that Purple Sun play for my opponent. You can see there's not much left over here, just some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, some Black Orcs. As my reserves continue to file in. Really just Morgar that shifted this, me Spirit Leeching Azag. And you can see, I think, Scroll of Leeching being dropped, and I'm just going to be rushing this guy. I'm dropping another, I think getting another Chaos Spawn unit. That's just going to shift the balance of power so far in my favor here, that you can see it's just going to be a mass shatter. Yeah, you can see not many kills from my front line. Most of my kills here were on the Chaos Spawn. Look, you can see his army. He lost less than half of his army. So definitely strange battle. You can see those Black Orcs though were entirely annihilated, and that was a lot of the like umph of his army was these Black Orcs. So that really shifted the balance of power in my favor when these two very elite units died. Yeah, but Brave Shaman of Death probably the best pick against the Beastmen. Just so good at sniping at their lords. And Morgar just really can't go toe-to-toe with something like Grimgore. So the Brave Shaman of Death really helps that. And while your leaders have healing, theirs don't. So definitely that's when Death is the ideal. You can see these Centaurs with great weapons not doing too well. Yeah, not very many kills to go around. You can see these Black Orcs did pretty well, but mostly killing trash units. And you can see Azag with those Purple Suns getting almost 90 kills. So definitely great use of that spell. Shifting kind of that slow engagement into his favor, and then it was kind of just definitely a back and forth. But anyways, great game to my opponent. Not really something you see very often, but super fun. And I wish kind of more battles played out like that, kind of piecemeal rather than whole army. But yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching, and that's that.